Hello, how y'all doing? This is part two of TB Joshua. Now, I'd like to express my condolences to his family. Now, a lot of people are coming on YouTube and saying this and that about him. I cannot prove it or disprove it. I don't know. I wasn't there. So I'm not going to give any judgments. I'm not going to pronounce any judgments on him because I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't put too much faith in people who say I had a dream about this and a dream about that, because sometimes dreams are just a taco salad talking. Sometimes that's really what it's about. Now, there's two white preachers, at least they call themselves preachers and or evangelists, who are saying that TB Joshua is a false prophet. Well, look, there's a lot of false prophets around us. The false prophets are calling other false prophets false prophets. Okay, so they're very confused. They have a spirit of confusion. They're babblers. I mean, the false prophets are fighting against the other false prophets. So there are a whole lot of false prophets among us. Now, I've seen some of the interviews of people who are associated with this church. One woman said that TB Joshua built her a house. So I'd like to ask the two white preachers, how many houses have you built for a poor black woman? Okay, no matter what country she's in, whether she's in Africa or whether she's in America, how many houses have you built for a poor black woman? How many houses have you built for a poor white woman? Okay, how many have you built? What about the 82-year-old woman who was homeless in Florida? I'd like to ask them, did anybody pay her rent? Say, okay, I'm going to pay your rent until you go home to be with the Lord. Nobody. No white preacher helped her. And these are rich preachers. And no black preacher helped her. She's probably still homeless in the street. There are ministries in the United States that have $1 billion in assets. Money in assets. Probably more than one. And there are probably a lot of ministries that have $100 million in the bank. The poor people made them rich, because rich people do not give to churches. It's the poor people that made them rich. Poor people who are looking for hope made them rich. I haven't heard of them helping any elderly people get off the street. None of these super rich ministries. I haven't heard these two white preachers helping anybody get off the street. I have not heard them helping one person on Skid Row get off the street. Okay, now maybe they have, but I just haven't heard about it. Okay, I haven't heard them even help one person, one senior citizen, get off the street. I haven't heard them help a person on Skid Row get off the Skid Row. Not one white person, not one black person, not one white person, other person of any ethnic group. Now, I saw another video of TB Joshua where he gave a bag of rice to a family. And not only did he give a bag of rice, he gave them some money. Because that's why people are poor. They need money. They need money, okay? Poor people need money. That's why they call it poor. Okay? Now, so I'd like to ask those two white preachers, how many people have you given a bag of rice to? How many people have you given a stack of money to? In America or overseas, anywhere overseas. Okay, how many people have you given a bag of rice to? How many have you given them a stack of money? I like to ask these billion-dollar ministries, how many people have you given a bag of rice to? How many people have you given any cash money to? Okay, I like to, in America or anywhere else. A lot of them are saying that TB Joshua was bribing political officials. But look, do you think that group of preachers that prayed for Donald Trump to get the election, do you really think they did it for free? How much did the Republican Party pay them? $1 million, $5 million, $20 million. That's what, a $20 million prayer, a $5 million prayer, or $1 million prayer. So how many millions did the Republican Party pay those prominent preachers to pray right there at Trump Tower that he would get the presidency? So do you really think that any of these preachers are endorsing Trump for free. No, they're not. They're not. A one hand washes the other. Nobody does anything free in America. They're not doing it for free. I almost think that if you're a pastor or evangelist, you need the wisdom of Solomon to be a pastor or evangelist, because particularly when you're under 50, there's so many manifold temptations. There's temptations to have affairs. There's temptations to for money, to steal money. There's so many manifold temptations. I just think you almost have to have the wisdom of Solomon to even be a pastor or evangelist. I don't think you really get any spiritual maturity until you're over 50. Okay, so that's what my opinion is. But I do believe that people play with God too much. They play with sin. They play with God too much. Okay, God didn't kill me yesterday for committing this sin, and he probably won't kill me today for committing sin, so I do it again. Okay, I definitely believe that people play with sin too much, and they play with God. There are pastors and evangelists who are serial killers. There are pastors and evangelists who are serial adulterers. That's why they like Donald Trump, because they are just like him, serial adulterers. Birds of a feather flock together. But the Bible says we must all come before the judgment seat of Christ. So no matter what you do, whatever you do in this life, you got to come before the judgment seat of Christ. And the Bible says you got to explain yourself. You got to explain all your actions at the judgment seat of Christ. Have a nice day.